Okay, so these are what I'm making today. Kind of gives you a little bit of background. I'm just kind of um, doing something very similar to what this company offers here, but gonna just make it myself, save a few bucks, for my contractor client who is doing I assume a remodel of some sort or construction. But so what they're doing here is going to use these as supports for a marble countertop. So nothing too crazy. As you can see in this picture, they're just size 14 Phillips wood screws that go through the plate and countersunk holes. So, yeah, we're gonna get to it making these. So great. Okay, so today I'm finishing up this job. I'm making these support plates for a countertop marble. So basically, if you can imagine, this beam right here on my table would be the frame of a countertop table. This will screw into it, and then this just supports the overhang of the marble. And so yeah, there's just these size 14, number 14 Phillips screws that will go in it. And I countersunk these holes just like that. So yeah, you see that one, I started drilling the hole in the wrong spot. So I just quickly plug welded that and ground it down. It should be good. Anyway, so I'm going to show you guys how I'm countersinking. Countersinking to me is kind of a satisfying process because it just looks like you actually machined something when I'm not a machinist. But okay, yeah, so here's my drill press. Is a 1950s Delta Rockwell that came out of the U.S. Steel Research Lab in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. It's sitting here next to my Porter cable that I bought like 5 years ago at Lowe's, which I'm just kind of tired of using. I mean, it's just of such low quality, and it's kind of falling apart. But so here right here, you see this is the Morse taper, Jacob's chuck adapter that's in it right now. This is what I really like about this machine, that it has that Morse taper. That's really usable feature of a larger drill press. So I can see, yeah, here it is. It's actually a Jacob's chuck part, compared to over here on my Porter cable, which is just some no name whatever. As you see here, the handles are starting to strip out, and it just has really low quality feel whenever you're drilling. Opposed to over here, I mean, you really have some nostalgia when you're using this thing. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, built in the United States, US of A, I should say. But I mean, just take a look at those controls. It's got a really good firm feel when you start it up. It's a really cool machine. The one downfall of it is the RPM is a little fast. So I would like to try to figure out a way to get it to spin slower with a third pulley, but I haven't really gotten there yet. But what I am going to do is I just ordered a Morse taper to Weldon shank adapter, so I can use the annular cutters in this machine, which should be fine with the RPM it's turning right now, about 900 RPM, I think. But that should be fine to use the annular cutters for my mag drill for smaller pieces, thinner pieces like 1/4 inch that the mag drill won't magnetize to. Okay, so I'll get on to using it to drill. Okay, so a piece of 1/2 inch plate, just these are 1/4 inch holes, and we're just gonna countersink that. So just line it up, clamp it, take a little oil. This is another cool one, a Eagle oil pump from Wellsburg, West Virginia. So I have a limit here so I know where I have to stop, and that's where I want my depth to be. I'll check all these after I'm done, make sure they're what I want, but it makes it a lot easier than testing each single one every single time. Just a little low. I like to get that stuff out of the way here. Let me just go get a screw and I'll show you guys. So, let me just fit in like that. And those will get anchored down onto the table. So like I mentioned, I got this drill press, and the previous owner had explained to me that it came out of, spent its entire life in the Monroeville Research Lab for US Steel, and which is just where they did a lot of internal testing on metals and different innovations. So here's on this really cool website, Historic Pittsburgh. I kind of was just kind of finding out a little bit of information about what went on here, thinking maybe I would get lucky in a 5-minute Google search and find a picture of my drill press. But anyways, I mean, it's pretty cool. So it looks like this picture from 1955, and here we go. Here's actually a picture of one of the machine shop at the place. Oh, yeah, here comes my AutoCAD. But yeah, anyway, so really cool. So this is allegedly where it sat, somewhere in this area. The man told me that US Steel usually purchased multiples of each tool that they'd be using. So I don't really know if this one was used very much. And here, another quick search, I was able to find just a quick report, some of the things that they did, some sort of test that it might have been used for, or at least the lab was doing. So 1964 here, testing different steels. So this is all really cool stuff. If you're interested, you could find a quick search. You see the link there at the top of my screen. If you want to find this and read it, it's probably interesting to a few engineers out there. But yeah, so this is just a really neat piece of Pittsburgh history that I am really happy to own. Which I should add, made this project a joy to do, and here's the completed parts.